Breaking news, Bears fans. This is Chicago Bears Now, and Tremaine Edmonds could get traded. My name is Harrison Graham. We're going to get to the breaking news here in just a moment. But, guys, we are so close to our next milestone. This is why you subscribe. When we get breaking news, we bring you content. Can we get to 158,000 subscribers today? I'm challenging all of you. Hit that sub button, and let's break down the breaking news. Brad Biggs broke the news first as he reports that the Bears have granted permission for linebacker Tremaine Edmonds to seek a trade, according to a league source. He's under contract for the 2026 season at $15 million. That's the cash flow, not the cap hit, which we'll break down in a minute. He's still young, was a Pro Bowl caliber player for the first 10 games this year before suffering a minor injury. Finished the year healthy. I don't think he was 100%, but he was playing at the end of the year. Did lead the Bears defense in tackles. Adds that he'll turn 28 in May. Still young, but he's played a lot of ball. I think he was 20 his rookie year. If he reaches the open market, one of the better linebackers available, will be interesting to see if the Bears can attract an offer. And I'll translate this. Hey, NFL, all 31 other teams, we're cutting Tremaine Edmonds. But if you want to trade for him, if you value him, want to extend him to lower a cap hit and don't want to compete with 30 other teams in NFL free agency for his services, he's available if you want to do a pick swap, a late-round pick, whatever the case may be. And sometimes teams are willing to do that. Sometimes it's even reported that a team is cutting a player, but before the deadline that afternoon of when they're going to make that transaction, they will actually agree to a trade before then. So they're opening the doors to the rest of the league like, hey, we're open for business for Tremaine. If not, we're going to cut him, and you can compete with other teams in NFL free agency, which the important date to know there is March 9th, start of the league year March 11th. So this gives the Bears a couple of weeks to see if Edmonds and his camp can find a trade for his services. But for the Bears, just not really a tenable number. And we've talked about this. Nice player, still good, but for what the Bears need to add on their defense and team overall, he can't make $17.4 million against the cap when you can save $15 million by cutting or trading him. Keeping him was never going to be an option, especially how he played after the injury. I actually agree with Biggs. Before the injury, I thought he was playing his best football as a Chicago Bear, but the way the season finished, Ryan Poles has made some comments this week that we'll get to in terms of what the Bears are looking for. I don't think Tremaine, and more specifically his contract, fits where the Bears are trying to go in 2026 and beyond. What will happen with Tremaine Edmonds this offseason between now and free agency? Will they find a trade? If they do, type T for trade if you think that's going to happen. Or do you think they ultimately end up cutting him, type C for cut? Cut's probably more likely, but I do think there is a chance that a trade could happen. I think the Bears would take anything. Hey, 7th round pick swap, yep, we'll take them because at least you get something out of it because, again, they are signaling we're going to move on from Tremaine Edmonds. He's not going to be a part of this football team moving forward. And obviously, which we've talked about, the Bears need some linebacker help. TJ Edwards enters the offseason with an injury. Should be healthy, but he's not getting any younger. Noah Sewell tore his Achilles. DeMarco Jackson's a free agent. You've got Ruben Hippolyte, but that's a complete unknown. Nefi Sewell, not sure I expect much out of him, or Dominic Hampton, who signed futures contracts. And it is a bummer for how this has come to an end because they signed Tremaine Edmonds to that big 4-year, $72 million contract just a few months after they traded Roquan Smith, which was a surprise. They signed Edmonds and Edwards, and the way it played out, Edwards at his contract was a much more valuable asset than Edmonds at his, but we were starting to see him kind of play at the level we had been hoping for when they gave him that big contract. First half of this year, I thought he was a fringe Pro Bowler. He still wasn't great, but I thought he was very good. I mean, he had 4 interceptions. He was making splash plays. That play to basically win the Cincinnati game, even though they had to come back late technically. That was an awesome moment. And it just, he pulls the hamstring, didn't look the same after, and it kind of reaffirmed like, okay, it was a nice first half of the season, but the way they structured this contract was always a 3+1, and if he's not living up to the contract, they were always going to pivot heading into 2026, and that's what's happening now. And the only question is, does he end up getting traded? Can you get something for him, or do you just outright cut him? We'll find out in the next couple of weeks. But I did think he was playing great this year, and he certainly had some good moments here in Chicago. And he is the "It's Chicago, yeah" guy. So that's kind of a bummer. But again, you don't keep players because of cool clips on social media. All right, more to break down here. Plus, we'll actually talk about another Bears player at the very end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But today's show is sponsored by Ethos. Life insurance is not a fun topic to talk about, but it's important, especially if you're like me. You got a family at home, wife, child, maybe you got multiple children. Thinking about their livelihoods, for me, made it easier to discuss life insurance. And I'm so glad I found Ethos as my life insurance provider. I have a lot of responsibility at home. We got a lot of bills to pay, and if there's something that happens to me, there's consequences, mortgage payments, tuition, other bills, other expenses. Those things don't just go away. Life could throw you curveballs, and it's best that you stay prepared. With Ethos, you can get life insurance in as little as 10 minutes. They have no medical exams, just a few easy health questions online. You can get same-day coverage without ever leaving your house. You can get up to $3 million in coverage, and some policies are as low as $30 per month with Ethos. They make it easy, fast, all online, 100%. Help protect your family with life insurance through Ethos today. Get your instant and free quote at ethos.com/NFL daily. That is ethos.com/NFL daily. Application times and rates may vary. Check out Ethos today. So let's explore it. Will the Bears actually be able to find a trade? And like I said earlier, this does happen more often than you think because, general wisdom would say, well, why would they trade for someone who's going to get cut? Because if he gets cut, then like 12 teams are going to be interested in free agency. So if you're comfortable taking on the $15 million in cap hit this year and you want to keep him for multiple years, he's only going to be 28. You give him a 2-year extension, 2 for 20, 2 for 24, give him a signing bonus, lower that cap hit very easily. A lot of teams have a lot of cap space. They could easily do that. These are just 10 teams that need linebackers. Some of my chat sports colleagues that cover these teams mentioned these. A few of these I just threw in as well. Atlanta, you've got the Ian Cunningham connection. They could use an off-ball guy. Carolina's looking to bolster their defense, so is Dallas. Denver, really the only position of need on that roster is off-ball linebacker. Tremaine could certainly help them out. Colts have been linked to some linebackers as well. Raiders have a ton of cap space, so do the Titans. Those are two teams that could look to add Tremaine Edmonds. Patriots have a ton of cap space also. Their linebacker situation isn't great. Jets and Bucks, a couple other teams. Tampa's been linked to like every defensive free agent. Giants as well. My guy Marshall Green, who you guys saw on that video where we discussed DJ Moore and Kayvon Thibodeau. They may have a whole new linebacker room this year, so they could certainly look to add a guy like Tremaine Edmonds. And again, it's not like he's a bad player. It's kind of like the DJ Moore conversation. No one's saying DJ Moore and Tremaine Edmonds aren't good football players. It's the money. It's the cap hit. It's the roster construction. It's the big picture for that 53-man roster from a Bears standpoint. He just doesn't provide what $17.4 million costs, right? If he was making $10 million, probably keep him. If he would take a pay cut down to $10 million, I'd probably be down with that and run it back for another year. But that's just not the reality of the situation. And I think also it's worth noting, Ryan Poles has said in multiple of his interviews at the NFL Combine this week, we are looking to get faster. We want more speed on defense. That's something I've talked about too. Linebacker, safety, corner. I don't think as much corner. There will be a ton of movement there. They could add one, though. They want to get faster on defense. Down the stretch of the season, it felt like they were a step slow. Felt like, these quick, speedy teams were just a step faster. And, you watch like these good defenses, the Seahawks, the Texans, and I'm not saying they're going to turn into those defenses overnight. They are fast. They are explosive. You're not going to be super speedy at every position, but you got to get faster. And Tremaine Edmonds, even though he's only 28, he's not a burner anymore. He's lost at least half a step. Good player, but again, not $17 million worth, and not if you're looking to be faster on defense. Especially, you still have TJ Edwards, who's not a fast linebacker. You can't go him and Tremaine another year. So I think whoever you pair with TJ needs to be a guy who can run, and that's what I would expect the Bears to do, whether it's via the draft or free agency. Okay, name a player that you want the Bears to add at any position, pass rusher, linebacker, safety, corner, whatever the case may be. Who's someone out there that you want the Bears to add? Maybe it's bringing back C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who, maybe a little subliminal messaging here. It says Al Harris University, a couple of photos with him and Al Harris. I don't know if that's a signal of there's been positive conversations with the Bears. I don't know if he's a guy Chicago wants to bring back. I wouldn't consider him a burner, but he can move fairly well. And again, his versatility, especially if it's cheap, it is valuable to have. He can play safety. He can play nickel. We know Kyler Gordon's had some injury concerns, so all your safeties are not under contract also. So having a guy on this team would certainly make sense if the price is right. If it's like $7 million, probably not doing it. If it's $4 million, okay. Like I'd be cool with C.J. Gardner-Johnson coming back, but he's not a guy I'm breaking the bank for. Didn't think he finished the year all that great, but he does have versatility and fit in well in the Bears locker room. All right, that's going to do it for Chicago Bears now. We will keep the Tremaine Edmonds situation monitored. We put out a video earlier today, by the way, so subscribe. Go check it out. Talked about Trent Williams, Max Crosby in terms of the chatter around those two guys heating up. Could the Bears get involved? We'll have to wait and see. We'll probably drop another video later today as well, so stay tuned for that. My name is Harrison Graham. Bear down.